Many people struggle with winter, be it cabin fever, winter blues. Sometimes it feels like winter is going on forever, and we wonder, will we ever see that sunshine again? And yes, I know it's not summer right now, and it's wait a minute. And yes, I know it's not winter right now, it's summer. I'm getting to that. Just be patient. Long ago, in March, when it was winter, I decided to host a murder mystery dinner for my friends and I that takes place in an Italian restaurant. No, I don't own an Italian restaurant, but I did make my home look like one. And spoiler alert, I think I did a pretty good job. And yes, I'm aware when I'm sharing this video that it is June, almost 4 months later, but better late than never. So for the sake of this video, use your imagination and pretend it's March. Or maybe it's the future and it really is March when you're watching this. Either way, we're just gonna roll with it. Anywho, back in March, when it was March, it was snowy, it was cloudy, it was cold, and I thought what better way to help my friends and I get through those last few weeks of winter than to host something fun that we can all look forward to. So today I'm taking you along with me as I plan and set up this murder mystery dinner. And these events are great any time of year, but they're especially awesome when it's snowy out or it's rainy out and just everyone's stuck inside. It's just a really great, fun time. Be sure to subscribe if you like seasonal recipes, crafts, themed parties, and so much more. My name is Bethany and this is Joyful Habits. Let's go fake a murder. Hello friends, I know I've been a little MIA, but I am so excited to finally be back and sharing whimsy and creative ideas with you all again. Now if I'm being honest, I actually filmed this video a while ago. I hosted this murder mystery dinner party the end of February, beginning of March. So yeah, it's now May or June, depending on how quickly I can get this edited, but yeah, at the time we still had snow on the ground and it was definitely reaching that time of year where everyone was feeling a little cooped up, maybe struggling with the winter blues, and just really looking forward to spring and seeing sunshine again. So I thought what better way to distract my friends and I from the gloomy weather than to host an evening full of mystery. So there are many ways you can go about organizing something like this. You can purchase kits or even write your own murder mystery. I'm going with a murder mystery kit today. I really like this brand because they are very structured and most have scripts for the guests to follow, which is great if you have friends who are maybe a little more shy or not as comfortable acting and putting themselves out there. This one has, literally step by step to carry each character through the evening and kind of take some of that pressure off. I don't know if this company makes these games anymore, but they are fairly easy to find. I found them on eBay and other places online. Just have to do a quick Google search. Now, for those who have never attended a murder mystery dinner and maybe don't know how this goes, they definitely vary. It depends on how big the event is, who's running it. It can vary a little bit on how the evening will go, but for the most part, you have a basic plot with a setting, and in our case, the setting is an Italian restaurant. You also get a story on how the victim came to his end and a list of suspects with character descriptions, motives, and costume suggestions. You and your guests each take on the role of one of these suspects for the evening, and each guest gets a character booklet, which is what I was talking about earlier that I really like about this company and their games, is that they provide this booklet. This booklet will tell each person their character background, their motive, some secrets they have, as well as guide them throughout the evening with a script and questions to ask or things to accuse the other guests of. And then at the end, everyone guesses who they believe the murderer to be before the culprit is revealed. It's a lot of fun and usually makes for some great laughs. If there were one piece of advice I could give to someone who wanted to host an event, it would be to do as much of the work ahead of time as possible. The day before the event is when I do, or really the week leading up to the event is when I'm doing a lot of work, a lot of list making, a lot of thinking and planning and making sure I have the grocery shopping done and all the things I need. There's nothing worse than realizing you need something the day of, because then your options are extremely limited. You probably don't have time to go to the store. You obviously don't have time to order something online. So really, I'm doing a lot of thinking and planning the week leading up to the event, and then doing most of the work, I would say, the day before the event. The day before the event, I'll be doing a deep cleaning. I'll be dusting, vacuuming, mopping, and in this case, moving some furniture around. The area I'm setting up this murder mystery is rather small, and we have 10 people at this party, so I want to clear out everything that is not needed so we have plenty of space. There was a small sofa in this area that I moved out along with a few other smaller things, and then I went ahead and brought the table to the center of the room and grabbed some inserts so we could make the table bigger because, again, we have quite a few people at this event. So now we're starting to decorate a little bit, and I have a lot of tablecloths, if I'm being honest, that I've collected over the years, but two I immediately knew I wanted to try for this dinner. I had a checkered one and a really nice deep red, almost burgundy maroon tablecloth as well, and I knew I wanted one or the other. Now, the bad news is I very quickly realized that neither one was big enough for the table, so that kind of made me have to change my plans a little bit, change my vision, and think about how I was going to do this. I played around a little bit with having the red tablecloth down and then using the checkered one as a runner, and decided to keep the deep red tablecloth for the main table where everyone would be sitting, because I just felt like it would be a really nice, deep color and solid color background, and so that everything else would kind of be showcased, would stand out, and I just felt like the checkered tablecloth, things might start getting lost or looking a little too cluttered, which I didn't want. So I went ahead and put that checkered tablecloth along with, I had these checkered napkins to match the tablecloth. I put those on the side tables and decided to keep the red tablecloth on the main table. But then I also realized that all my tablecloths were really wrinkly, so I very quickly just dampened them a little bit, threw them in the dryer for a few minutes on low just to kind of steam them and get all those wrinkles out. And that looks much better. I'm still irritated that it's not big enough. It's bothering me a little bit with the ends of the table sticking out like that, but we're gonna figure it out as we go, don't you worry. We will figure something out. I went ahead and grabbed some chairs, and they're a little mismatched. I don't have 10 chairs that all match, so I tried to just kind of make them symmetrical and even. For instance, I put the cushion chairs in the middle, and then I tried to make sure it was the folding chairs on the end, just so it looked, I think you get what I'm saying, just so it looked a little matched and kind of cohesive. Don't mind my dancing, listening to music while setting up. Just bebopping away. So I found these vines online. I'll have the link in the description box if you're interested. Honestly, when I was first brainstorming this murder mystery and thinking about how I wanted to decorate and make it feel like an Italian restaurant, fake vines immediately came to my mind. I don't know why. I don't even know if that's still a thing, but a lot of the Italian restaurants I've been to, they tend to have sort of fake vines and fake grapes and things kind of decorated around. I don't know. That's what came to my mind. I thought it would be really fun. So I have a few here, and a few of them had not come in yet. So this is the day before the event, and I had most of the vines, but I was still waiting for 3 of them, which came in the afternoon, literally just a few hours before the event the next day. So luckily they came in time. But I really like these because they're bendy, so you can kind of, make them go whichever way you want. And they were really squished from the package, so I was just going through them and sort of fluffing them and trying to make them look a little more real / fake. I don't know. They're not gonna look real, but you know what I mean. The next day, when the rest of the vines came in, I ended up adding another one to the light fixture, which I really love. But at this time, as I'm doing this, I didn't know if the other vines were gonna get here in time, so I was trying to use what I had sparingly in case they didn't come in on time. But yeah, I love how they look on the fixture, and my vision is coming together. So for decorating the table, I decided to use those 4 checkered napkins sort of as placemats and put them on the ends of the table to help cover up where the main tablecloth was not doing its job, not covering the table. Then I just started putting out the plates and the silverware and all that. I put a vine down the middle of the table as a runner, and then decided to put votives with little tea lights all down the center of the table on either side of the vine. Now, just a warning, the vine is flammable, so if you are doing the same thing, please be careful where you're putting your candles because the votives do get hot. So just make sure that they're not on a surface that will start on fire, and make sure they're not near anything that could, start on fire. Now, if you've seen any of my other party videos, like my winter tea party or my harvest party or just my summer tea party, any of my parties, honestly, I think I've used these votives and these tea lights in every single one. You'll notice the tea lights are yellow. That's because I really love using beeswax candles instead of like soy or wax. These are still wax, but you know what I mean. Whatever the other ones are. I just really enjoy using beeswax. Honestly, no matter what the theme of the party, I just don't think you can go wrong with firelight or candlelight. There's something about it. It adds magic to any event. I added a green vase to the middle of the vase or vase. How do you guys say it? I say it both ways, honestly, depending on the context and my mood, I guess. But anyway, I have this green vase, which I thought was perfect. I just felt like the green was really good for the theme that we had going. I don't even remember where I got that. Probably a thrift store. But anyway, I put that in the middle because we're going to be doing a centerpiece of roses and baby's breath. And I just put some little tiny bowls on the table that would have later on they're going to have the butter and the Parmesan cheese. On the side tables, we have a basket, which is going to be our phone basket. You'll see that later on, as well as a pitcher for water and a really nice tea light lamp that, again, I found at a consignment shop. Love it though, it's beautiful. Put a little doily under that. And on the other table, I'm going to have the cake, and so I put the cake tray on there. Luckily, this theme is pretty easy, but I really wanted to take it over the top and just get a wow out of my guests and make this event exciting and fun, as immersive as possible. So, remember, we're trying to all forget, I know I'm posting this later in the year, but remember that at the time it was like February and snowing. So we're trying to forget that we haven't seen sunshine in like 6 months. So really wanted this to be fun and memorable. Some of the ways I was thinking of doing that was, one, having the dinner take place in the evening. I mean, I just feel like murder mystery dinners have to take place in the evening. I don't think that's a rule, but for me, it's a rule. And I'm definitely going to have all the lights off and just have soft lighting with candles. I was thinking of, if I can find it, pulling out a string of like Christmas lights, white lights, and, maybe putting a small lamp in the corner. Also going to be playing some Italian instrumental music along with some rain and thunder sound effects. Again, I just really want to add to that sort of spooky, cozy murder mystery vibe. Oh yeah, also you might have also seen these before. I think I've used these in another party video. I can't remember. Anyway, these really tall candles, they're fake. But yeah, they light up and they're really nice because you don't have to worry about wax dripping everywhere or them tipping over and starting a problem. So yeah, I really like those too. I'll have those linked in the description box as well. Another way to make things more immersive is to add details that support the plot and story. For instance, this game says it takes place at an Italian restaurant called La Speranza, so I went on to Canva and found an Italian restaurant menu template, added the name of the restaurant that fit our game, and then changed the menu items to what I would be serving, along with some silly descriptions. I also printed out some Italian flags to make mini toothpick flags that I plan to put on everyone's plate. I made a little logo with the name La Speranza to decorate the table with, and I also made this please wait to be seated sign that I was going to put by the door. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to set it up yet. I'm thinking about taping it to my camera tripod maybe. Not sure on that yet, but just something to hold it up. Again, just trying to add to the immersiveness of the evening so that my guests truly feel like they're there. I've hosted quite a few of these murder mysteries at this point, and one of the things I like to do is set up a fake crime scene. Sometimes that's just a white chalk outline on the floor or some crime scene tape with the murder weapon on the ground. I really like to set the scene and make it fun and immersive for everyone. Now, everyone has different preferences and different friend groups and different ideas, but I never go for scary or gory. It's always supposed to be fun and a little silly, and I always like to keep it lighthearted and G-rated. So for this one, I thought it might be fun to have a rolled up carpet with some shoes sticking out of the end. So unfortunately, the rug I was working with was a little short and didn't look long enough to believably have a person rolled up inside of it. So what I did to create the illusion that the rug was longer was that the other side without the shoes, I just tucked that under the table with the tablecloth, and that way it just kind of looked like it kept going, like it was longer but that you just couldn't see it, and I felt like that added to the illusion better. Even though I'm literally the one that set this up, I would keep forgetting about it and then walk into the room, walk around the table, and kind of jump when I see the shoes on the ground. And a few of my guests also got a little jumped when they came around the corner and saw it. So everyone thought it was a riot, and it was a big hit. So really fun. And again, it's just supposed to be fun. Nothing too crazy, just kind of adding to the atmosphere and helping everyone get into character and ready to solve a mystery. So on that side table, I took one of the menus I had made, and I just had this random large frame that I wasn't using. So I put the menu in it and then set that up on the side table. And I thought that really added the missing touch. The table felt like it was missing something, and I think this is what it was. The little blue things I'm putting under the frame are just like sticky tabs, basically, just to make sure that thing doesn't fall, because it's like my worst nightmare that someone bumps that table and that huge picture frame, which is rather heavy, just sends everything shattering to the ground. And I did end up putting that "please wait to be seated" sign that I made just on my camera tripod and just set that by the door. And I put some of those extra La Speranza signs on the wall as well. So the basket on the side table here is what I call a phone basket, and this is just something I like to do at parties to gently encourage people to be present, disconnect from electronics, and just really be in the moment and enjoy time with friends. I find this actually works really well. People are usually pretty receptive to it and think it's a great idea. But yeah, I just made this little sign, the phone basket, unplug, unwind, and be present, like we're in the 2000s again. So honestly, I change the year depending on my crowd. I kind of go based on the general age of my guests and then put in the year that maybe would be most nostalgic for them. So like we're in the 2000s again, 90s again, 80s again, you can put whatever year you want that was before we were all addicted to our phones, basically. And again, there's no pressure. Like, I'm definitely, if someone decides not to put their phone in the basket or they're on their phone during the party, I'm not going to say anything. This is just It's not meant to be a rule, it's just meant to be a gentle, friendly reminder to just be present and have a good time. And honestly, I find people usually do have a better time when they're off their phones because it's just more relaxing. So yeah, again, this is totally up to you. This is just something I do, and I don't even do it every time. Yeah, so just kind of play it ear by ear and what you want to do. You can even word it a little differently if you wanted. And again, it's not a rule, there's no judgment. It's just encouraging to disconnect. Don't miss a moment. Enjoy making memories with the friends who are here. All right, so exciting. It's now the day of the event, and yay, better lighting. It was beautifully sunny, and I opened up those curtains so we could actually see what we're doing. And I love how the table looks. It's looking fantastic. You'll see I put a little menu on everybody's plate and kind of moved a few little things around. Also, this is a really small detail, but you might or might not notice that on the name tags, they only had the name on the one side, and which is usually fine if it's your real name, because obviously you're going to remember your real name. But because these name tags had everybody's made up names, which you may or may not remember, I went ahead and just wrote the name on the other side, and that way like the fancy side of the name tag is facing away from you, but you have kind of written on the back the name as well for reference, and so if people kind of forget who they are, they can look and see. But yeah, so just a little detail, you know. I went ahead and started playing the music and the rain and thunder sound effects and just really starting to add the finishing touches. And I had those extra vines that came in the mail, so I put an extra one on the light fixture. I think I put an extra one on the curtain, and then I had one more that I decided to try and put on the wall, which I honestly was struggling with a little bit, and ended up using painter's tape just to fix it onto the wall. I thought the painter's tape would be good because I obviously don't want to damage the wall. Yeah, I just put up that little sign that I made and put the vine around it, and I thought that looked really good. For menu, I'm keeping it simple and easy with foods that pretty much anyone would enjoy. Classic pasta and meatballs. If you're a vegetarian, you can omit the meatballs or find a vegan or a meatless substitute. With that, I'm making some homemade marinara sauce and a side salad with dressing. I'm also going to be making some homemade rolls and chocolate cake for dessert, which I know is not necessarily an Italian dessert, but I was really trying to keep this not only minimal effort so that I could also relax and enjoy the party, but also just trying to keep the menu to something that everyone would enjoy. And who doesn't enjoy chocolate cake? Now, I try to make as much food ahead of time. For instance, the cake I would make the day before, homemade sauce I made the day before, the rolls I made the day of, actually. I made those the day of just because I really wanted them to be as fresh and warm and yummy as possible. Definitely plan to do as much as possible not on the day of the event. Trust me, it will save you a lot of stress and allow you to be a more relaxed hostess who can enjoy the party with your guests. And again, all my parties are G-rated, so we are serving sparkling grape juice instead of wine. And I'll also be slicing up some lemons to go in everybody's water. Oh yeah, this is also, oh my gosh, yeah, the twinkly lights. I found twinkly lights, so last minute I quickly threw those up, closed the curtains, and why do twinkle lights tangle so easily? That's what I want to know. Doesn't matter how nicely you put them away, when you pull them out, they will be tangled. And wow, am I so glad I got those lights out, because I think they truly added the finishing touch. It just, the camera shots don't even do it justice. It was so amazing in person and just really added to the atmosphere. So we are heading into the final hour leading up to the event, the final countdown, if you will. So this is when I start doing all those last minute touches. We're gonna go ahead and fill the butter dish, put the Parmesan cheese on the table, fill everybody's water glasses and the water pitcher. I start playing the music and the thunder and rain sound effects, lighting the candles, just all those last minute touches to prepare for our guests to arrive. Just making some little last minute adjustments to the table decorations, and I was so scared that those paper flags were gonna like fall at some point in the evening right onto one of the candles and burn, so I kind of kept moving those around. And lighting those candles and the fake candles and just, they look so good. I'm telling you, candles just add instant ambiance and magic to any event. This is also the point where I quickly run and get into my costume for the evening and just get ready to greet my guests and let the party begin. And this is really the point where I start to get really excited and just get all bubbly and happy and just can't wait to show off everything to my guests and see them have a good time, because really that's what makes this so rewarding, is if my friends have a good time, I have a good time anyway. Honestly, I love planning these kinds of events and setting them up and being creative, but it's just so satisfying after doing all this work to just sit back and have a good time and then see my friends smiling and laughing and having a great time and making memories, and it just makes my heart so happy. So I didn't film any of my guests because I really just wanted to be present during the party and also be considerate of their privacy. But everyone had a great time, and I was so happy with everyone showed up in amazing costumes. They really just jumped right into their roles, and we had a fantastic time. The food, the menu was a hit. Everybody loved what we had, and those rolls did not last long. That bread basket was empty pretty quickly, and the cake was good, and just everything was good. So yeah, we had a wonderful time. Definitely, if you've not hosted a murder mystery dinner before, give it a try. Don't be afraid, and get creative and have fun with it. I've hosted a lot of these at this point, and they're just so much fun every time. I want to thank you, friends, for hanging out with me today, and I hope today's video has inspired you, taught you something new, or at least put a smile on your face, and maybe encouraged you to host a murder mystery with your friends. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe. If you love content like this, I share seasonal recipes, crafts, themed parties, and so much more. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. That really helps my channel out and helps me get this video out to more people who might enjoy it. Well, friends, as always, my name is Bethany, and this is Joyful Habits, where we daydream and add a touch of whimsy to the ordinary. I'll see you all very soon in my next video, and until then, keep smiling. Bye, friends.